Alright guys, it is the 7th of February and here we are, back to our train, back to our work, and we'll keep this going until we finish, which is not actually that far away. So, in the last video, as you remember, towards the end, we did actually put some materials over the wagons and, you know, the windows and the rooftop. And in this video, we'll basically finish them up, detail them, and hopefully we will have enough time to actually do the lower part. If not, we'll do that in the next video. And that will kind of be it for the texturing phase. At least, in my case, if you wanna, you know, just do more, I would be happy for you to try stuff out. So, I'm not gonna drag this out too much. All I want you to do is leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much. And thank you for clicking on the video, by the way. Also, please leave a comment, tell me what you think about the video, tell me if you actually like the color of the train and how it looks, and yeah, show me, I would love for you to show me your results, like how did you make it look like. And also, I do not want to forget that if you want, you can always share this video with your friends or more of them to actually see it and try to get into the 3D world. So let's actually get on with the video. Okay, so here we are. We did stick to actually the red color here. So what I did to actually get here, because that's a little bit of a trick. So we did take the metal from Polygon, if you remember, the one I used, which is, let me search for it so that I don't make a mistake. So it's this one, metal cladding frame, right? You'll see right here. And all I had to do to make it red like this, right? What I did is actually take the base color, put it into a mixed color node, and also have an RGB node, and, you know, select the color I wanted. As you can see, we can change it whenever we want and we feel like it. You know, make it less saturated, more saturated, so on and so forth. It really depends on what we want. Make it lighter, make it darker, all the good stuff. We can play around with this color however we feel like it. And I think that's really helpful. All right, so we have this, but you can see that there are some little stains and grunges here, right? What do you think that is? Well, an image texture, of course. And actually, it's, again, a very cool one, because we can actually, you know, play around with this as well. Make it different colors, make it look different if we want it like more dirty and dusty and stuff. I don't really. I kind of want it, you know, the dark metal stuff, kind of. But, you know, you can do whatever you feel like. All right, so how did I get this though, right? Because this is not made by me, all right? This is a texture, and it's actually a texture from another YouTuber that does Blender. His name is SouthernShotty. I'm gonna have his link in the description. And to get this texture, all you gotta do is, well, you can watch his video, which is how pros texture. Again, the link is gonna be in the description. And also I'll leave the link to his Blender market where you can take this. So he has an AssetPack, and all you gotta do is, you know, sign up to Blender market. It's totally free. You don't have to pay for anything, and you can take the sample pack, which will contain this dust map. All right, so it is totally fine. It's free, and for whoever wants, maybe you just found an even better AssetPack. So let's actually hide everything but what we have here, right? So yeah, let's actually start with a wagon. Or should we? No, yeah, we'll start with a wagon. So let me just do this. And these are just the wagons themselves. Oh, because yeah, all right, so we do this. Okay, that's cool. All right, so what do we really want to do for this? Because as you can see, this will be a little tricky in a lot of ways. And why is that really? Well, I mean, first, yes, we will have some little stains like with the others. That is very easy to realize, but we will also have some snow. But the snow will actually be kind of around like the window and stuff. It's not gonna be, too crazy. And yes, it's gonna be an image texture. It's gonna be easy to do. But yeah, so let me actually get this. All right, so first things first. Let's have a mix shader, just like so. And let me see. Yeah, we can actually have this image texture here. And let's see, let's actually make it 2K, just like all the others. Oh, I mean, it's not what I wanted to do, so no thanks. All right, this is what I wanted to do though. And let's call this wagon paints. All right. Well, this is actually the old trick with the stains, so I'm actually going to speed this up a little bit. All right, so I think that's enough for now anyway. And yeah, as you probably saw me, the rooftop was a little not good. And as you can see also, there's one more problem that we have, which is for some reason the unwrapping is just not the same for all four. So these three are the same. This one is different for some reason. I can't really understand why. Because I can see a difference on how I simmed them. So all of them are simmed the same way, but Blender chooses to make this one different. I don't know where this difference really comes from. Um, so I don't know. Maybe I just can't spot it. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, they should have been the same in my opinion. They're not, and we have to move forward because of it. So what do we do? Because I mean, there's something that anyway I kind of wanted. Oh, by the way, also another thing I didn't think of. So for the window down here, I'm using also the same material I use for the metal because I want them to match. However, though, let's actually go into the shading tab. We cannot use the exact same one, so we need to actually duplicate it for this one in particular, and delete the stains. For now, this will be the clean one. This will be a clean material. We'll probably modify it a little bit later on, but for now it's gonna stick to this because yeah, it has to. And oh right, we can't move to the lower part because I want to do a really cool stuff today that I think you will actually love. So yeah, these will be different also. And actually, each of them will have a different material, and there's a reason for it, because I want each of them to have different, stains. Maybe some will not have as many stains. Maybe there will be different colors. Like, let's make a little bit of a, difference between them. But until we do that, let's take care of also this, because I kept, texturing. I kept on, drawing over things. I think you kind of got how that works. So let me actually take care of this one for now. And then we can move back to, doing our stuff. So going to the shading tab here, we will actually duplicate this material because we want it separate from all the other golden stuffs. All right. And let's see what we can do. So we clearly need snow. That's the main thing we want. So we can actually try with a geometry. Let's see what this will give us. So geometry and maybe a color ramp. Could they do the thing? Of course, we cannot use the pointness, and we already know that because we tried it before. Let's see what the normal does actually, because it might work in a interesting manner. No, it hasn't. It does work in an interesting manner, just not a manner we hope. And the position also doesn't do an amazing thing. Let me see. So yeah, a lot of it is trying stuff out. Is this not auto smoothing? It is. No, it's because of the because of the true normal. All right, so besides the pointiness, which we all will need to get it to the render view and see it. Let me see if this happens. It does happen. And we could do something maybe like this, which will have some snow. We can put the snow on the black area and then paint over some of the parts where we don't want it. That's actually super doable, and I do actually take that into consideration because it might do a very interesting job for us. Or do a gradient map. I don't know. Actually, let me try this. This might look really good, and it might be the most efficient one so far. So, yeah, let's first see how this looks. Let's see if the effect it gives it's nice enough. And if it is, I'm probably going to take it. Sometimes you don't have to find the most complicated or the most complex stuff. You just gotta find the good ones, you know what I'm saying? All right, so this is what it's doing now. And we can either, modify this, which we'll actually do. So this with this. And that's what's happening now. So to not have this, we can do something of the sorts. Maybe take the black value just a little bit behind as well. Or no, yeah, the white could move forward and it would free up most of the parts where we want to be freed. And we can also clean like these parts around there because no snow should show up there. But other than that, it kind of looks good. I ain't gonna lie. So you know what? For now at least, I don't see a point of not getting this. I think this is pretty good. So just like always, we can take another mix shader, but actually we can just duplicate this one. And another, wait, I'm trying to think. Because all we need to really do is to cancel, right? Why is my head so slow right now? Like I don't understand what I should do. Oh wait, if I oh, I can just work it out from there, can't I? Like from here. If I combine the geometry and color ramp with something, yeah, well, with the image texture that we keep talking about, it might work. But let me see it. Let's see. So we need a mixed color, that's for sure. That's what we know for a fact. All right, good. And we will need an image texture. And I think we should set it to maybe add. So right now, this is, remember that this is the black one. So this is wagon roof snow. Okay, good. Press OK. So basically, let's actually see what this gives. Oh, actually, we should maybe take this and separate it a little bit. To ease that edge there, to not make it as prominent, because it was very annoying. All right, so this is what we have right now, right? So what does this say is where white is, there's no gold. There is gold, sorry. Where black is, there's no. Which, if you remember from all the previous image textures with snow, it's the perfect match. So what we really need to do is to do this. Go into texture paint. Actually, let's get the texture out because we don't need it anymore. So we always go to full white to make sure it works properly. And also, what do you call it? Wagon roof snow. That's perfect. All right. And we need to actually be in the, this is the tricky part because we need to be in the render mode, and texture painting over rendered mode like this might leave us to a crash. So make sure you save, often. And let's see if it works. Definitely doesn't seem like it. Alright, it's totally doing it in here, but not enough. So, what's going on? Let's figure this one out. Is it because we add? Is that what's the problem? Like, what if we mix? What's going on there? Okay, no. Multiply? Well, this one works, but it'll kind of be a problem if I don't know how much it works. So, that's kind of tricky. Let's see if, for example, this is just a little bit of me trying stuff out. So, let me see. So if I do this, right, there should be no more snow. When we get to render mode, right? Let's see if it works. And it does. And it actually does quite well. So we cannot paint while in render mode. I didn't really know that. I didn't try that before, so that's a very cool thing to know. But yeah, we can paint. Other than that, like everything else is the same. So with that being said, I'm actually going to just do all this and come back to you right after I finish. All right, so here we are. This is actually wait. Good thing I remembered. So let's save and let's save the image because I forgot about that one. All right, so this is basically how this looks for me. You know, what I did, well, it's not nothing special that I didn't show you, but I just got a grunge map, off of the internet and used it as a texture to just make my snow look, a little more randomly distributed, right? So that's kind of it. That was not that hard, and it was also pretty effective. Now, something I did talk about that we will do. This will have to be its own material. So each wagon actually will have to have, well, its own material. So let me actually get to material mode. This one, let's call it wagon 1 underline 1. All right, and all the others will basically have a different material, which will be wagon 2, wagon 3, so on and so forth. The reason for that, right, it's because this image right here has to be modified. So for each of them we will need a different one. It's gonna be wagon stains 2. And yeah, that's basically how this will go. And you might ask, well, why do we really do this? Well, for two reasons. One, because of the UV map. I told you the first one, it's different from all the other three. I can't tell you exactly why. Blender just did it this way. But there's a second reason, and that is because we want variety. We will want to do way more interesting look. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. All right, so other than that, let's see what else we can do because I'm trying to figure out. So this one, we just go to texture paint. We need to see a wagon stains too. There we go. Let's take this texture one more time and actually use it as a stencil, just like the first time. And it should just work perfectly fine. We would just do this and it will work. And actually, wait, I'm doing it kind of wrong. So we can do it, way more different as a color. But here's the deal, and this is what's cool about the way we did it this time, because we have the principal BSDF here. It doesn't really matter what color we put here, so we can just have it like this. It doesn't matter, but we can change the color out of this, and that's pretty cool, because that means each texture will be able to have basically its own vibe. All right, so I think that's a pretty powerful technique, and I think that's an actually more interesting stuff than we did last time. So yeah, with this being said, I'm actually going to do this for all the wagons and just come back. I could speed this up, but then again, it's just going to prolong the video. I don't think it matters as much because you can just do it however you feel like it. And I just don't want to make this video that much longer. I did this, and we actually did this so many times already. It just wouldn't be a smart idea. So see you in the future. All right, so here we are back. So yeah, I did do all this. I created the stains on each of them. So just in case you're a little lost or you somehow didn't understand how to do this, you have to create, basically take the first wagon material, so this one that we did together, and all you really have to do afterwards is basically um, duplicate this. So again, you go on, let me go on the layout. You go on a different object and use this button right here to duplicate this and delete. Um, Here, delete this image texture, create a new one, and then just paint over with your stains. And really, that's kind of about it. And it creates a pretty grungy look on our train, which it's a little more realistic and it's pretty cool. Also, what we can do is create, like, copy this. And we're just going to use it one more time, just for the fun of it, like this and like this. But there's a catch. We were not going to be using this again. And the reason for it is because we're actually going to create another one. And this one we'll call Snow Wagon. I'm not gonna show it for all of them. I'm going to show it again for the first one. And afterwards, I'm gonna go to the next material because I'm pretty sure you kind of understood what you have to do. I just would not, like to keep on repeating all this. It's, not worth it. We would just waste time. So let's say we are here. Instead of the principal BSDF, actually, we will just have our our old trusting snow group right here. Just like so. And you know what? We can actually use the grunge map again, like we did for the roofs. Instead of stencil, we'll go with random because we don't need to actually do anything but paint over some little areas. And that's kind of it. That's hopefully not too much information, but it's basically what we can do to, create that layering style of stuff. And let me actually just jump to my tablet. Just a second there. So that I actually move the mic as well. And yeah, basically, this is it, right? Like, all we gotta do is, move these and play around and create the snow. Really nothing more than this. I would say it's a pretty simple process. An easy process, a process that you probably already used with, because, we kind of kept doing this over and over. So yeah, I'm just going to cut right here and move to the part that we're actually interested in. All right, so coming back, it took me a while, but for you, it's just a second there. So I finished, image texturing, or actually texture painting snow wherever I actually needed it. And again, for all those that might want an explanation, even though again it's pretty the same thing kind of that we've done over and over again. So this is the part we've done before the snow, right? All I had to do is put a mix shader, the snow group that we always have. Again, Shift A, you find it in the snow. We have actually 3 versions, so choose whichever you using fit. And then just create an image texture, put it in the factor, and that's kind of it. And then just texture paint over with either a texture, either just by hand, either with a cloud texture. That's good enough as well. So yeah, and that is it. And literally, it's the exact thing that I did for each wagon, each window rim, each wagon door. And actually, I also did it for the cabin a little bit. And the reason for it, it's because if I actually get all this, the main cylinder had snow on it. The wagons had snow on it. So it wouldn't have made any goddamn sense for the cabin to actually be fully not, snowish. So if you can see up here, unlike the wagons that actually do have some snow because the roof is not as large, this is way more clean, well, at least in terms of snow, because again, the roof is, good enough. And yeah, this is kind of it. This is kind of the whole thing we need to do. And I think this looks great. I think this actually looks pretty cool. Let's save and let's actually go into render mode just to see a little bit, test it. And that's a thing I do advise you guys to do. When you get towards the textures, towards like the, ideal stuff that you kind of want, take a little bit of a look of how does it really look? Like, am I okay with this in render? Because this is how it's going to look. And actually, you can also, just render the picture once, see a little bit like, hey, is this working properly? Is this good enough? I don't think I should have done this while recording also, but hey, mistakes in life, right? You learn from them. So let's see if this is actually working. And again, don't be scared of texture painting. It's pretty easy. It doesn't matter if you have a tablet. It doesn't matter if you just do it by mouse. Just a little patience in there, and it's gonna work just fine. And I think this actually looks amazing. Yes, it's still kind of bland a little bit, but that's also because we don't have everything in just yet. Just wait for it. But the rooftops, in my opinion, look absolutely fantastic. Like all of them. I would say they look pretty good. Actually, this one, I might work a little bit more on it to make it like the others, have, less snow here and look a little more random. But other than that, I absolutely love the look. I think it looks beautiful. Is this having... Okay, yeah. All right. So we have everything ready for the next step, which is a very cool material, which I created by myself. I don't think it's something that it's extremely hard to do, and that's actually going for the glass. So for those of you that wonder why I didn't show the glass so far, it's because of these very moments. There are a few things we will do with the glass. First of all, I don't want the glass to be perfectly clean because, again, it wouldn't, in my opinion, make any sense. We would use the image texture with the grunges that we did take from SouthernShotty's video. It's one of these. I'm gonna choose this one. Alright, and you can see there are some little grunges, and if you want a little more control maybe over it, all you gotta do is put a color ramp, and this way you can just contrast them much more depending on what you want. I don't really want to do that. I just kind of want to have it there. And a principal BSDF to basically have this. Now, this can be snow, this can be just a little bit of dirt, and it can be super subtle. It doesn't have to be other. It doesn't have to look necessarily like, oh, that's actually something there. We don't care about that. We just care for it to be there, right? So 0.5, it works perfectly fine. We don't care about the roughness and stuff. It doesn't really matter. It's just to have it. If you want to go like the whole realistic look, we can actually put in like a noise texture with the mapping and the gradient texture coordinate and stuff, with a color ramp, of course, and the bump map. And the reason for it, it's dust will have a small bump compared to the rest of the window. Not noticeable, to be totally honest with you, and that's why I don't really do this usually. But this is more like to show you guys how this will look. And yeah, I mean, we can just play around with this and, adjust the strength to not look ridiculous or anything, but just give it a little bit of a, yeah, there's something there kind of vibe. All right, so really that's kind of it. Again, you want to make it more prominent, you can by this. You want to make it look a little subtler, just make it a little darker colored. So if we go fully black, it's not totally gone, it's still there, but it's way harder to notice. I'm going to keep it roughly around the very dark color because I don't want it to be super noticeable. So that's first part of this thing, right? And now we're going to get to a little of a more complex stuff. So first we will need a gradient texture. And a lot of you might think, oh, I know what you're doing. Well, you don't. This is different. This is different from all the others. So we set this to spherical, first of all. And again, remember what I said. So actually, I don't think I said it. I created this material, I think, twice, because I did it for the last train, and I did it for, I think it was the Christmas scene, the one with the table and the fire and stuff. You can find it both on YouTube and on Instagram, and I think also on Artstation, if I'm not mistaken. And I used this for the window to create that kind of snowish looking thing that, you know, the window is having some snow, or actually more like ice, you know, because the window will create that condensation there, and sometimes it will actually become ice. And basically, the reason you really want to do that, it's I mean, like, the reason you want to do this procedurally and not, you know, texture painted, it's because of animation. Now, I didn't use animation for them. I don't think I used it for the Christmas scene either, but that was the initial purpose, and he was able to do that. So we could animate that to basically recreate. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm going to try to find it and show it to you. That scene from Harry Potter when the Dementors show to the train and show up to the train, and you can see the window actually starting to freeze. That's basically the same exact effect. Now, maybe it's not as professional, but it's there. It's pretty good, and really unnoticeable, like, you know, to how far it is from the professional one. So let's look at this. We don't need to do it for each of them, by the way. We need to do it for one. Now, probably it's not gonna work the same for these because the dimensions are all different. But I mean, honestly, we could just not, you know, connect this and just leave this without that. Or we can, you know, just duplicate them and then adjust the dimension afterwards. For now, we concentrate on the wagon ones because, I mean, let's be honest, these are the more important ones. So, with all this being said, what we need to do is kind of get this, so we can see it right there, and try to get it more or less in the center of it. So we need to actually play around with the values quite a bit to make it there, make it be where we need it to be. So for example, for this wagons, this is what we need. And if I'm not mistaken, this is using the array, ain't it? Oh, great. Because this is using the array, which I forgot actually. I don't think this will change anything, which is good. We will probably need to apply the array. So before we actually do anything, save, please save. And let's apply the array. And yes, we have to make the object like this. And now what we need to do is L, E, and separate it by selection. We need to separate each of these by selection so they are separate windows. Okay, so each window will have its own stuff, like its own, what's it called? What's this? Can you see that selection there? Is it just me? Is there, what's that? So wait, if I take this. Okay, interesting. There's something that was left out. What the hell are these? And even more important, are these important? I genuinely cannot understand what they are. So okay, so let's go actually back before we do any of this. Because maybe I didn't do something. So the array is not applied yet. Apply the array. Okay, now it's good. Now what we need to do is L gen Y to see, and yeah, there's something here. It's a part of it. What? Yeah, no, I think it should not have been here to begin with, honestly. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Okay, so we don't really care about it. So what we will do, it's actually the same thing. So we do this. And now what we do need to do is actually get out of the edit mode and just select this one and select this, select all of these. And I mean, let's delete them. They should not be there. Are they here as well? Did I select this one? No, not you. I think that was it. I don't think it was on this side as well. I don't know what it was. I don't know where was it from. I think I may have extruded the face at some point and did not realize it. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. So now we have our gradient texture here. Now, you can play also with the scale. So when we do this, we can actually play with like the X on how we want it, and then, adjust it again to what we want. This is gonna take a little bit to, adjust properly, like to what you want, because it's like, um, you know, it's not basically as easy as it seems. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. You can adjust also how much, well, the Y we don't really care. It's the Z really and the X that we care. So let's say we want kind of something like this, right? I mean, this looks pretty good. It's pretty fine. So what should we do to it, right? It's actually very simple. All we would need to do is, well, take some mix color node really, which was actually right there and I did not see it. We put this at the factorial actually. And I like to do this. So make one color pure white and one color pure black so that we better know which is which. I don't know if it helps you. It definitely helps me out to know which one does which. It's just easier. I don't know. And, we can contrast them better like this. In case you're wondering why I was not looking just like before. So we have this, right? Well, what do we want, really? Well, we want the glass to be, the bottom color. And we want the snow to be the upper color, which, I mean, it's pretty easily doable, right? Well, all we should be doing is take this, put it here, put this in the factorial, and actually get our snow group. Here we are, right here. And if we're going to look at the end result, there we are, right? It's exactly what we wanted. It's the snow. We have the whole thing. It's pretty easy, right? Well, yes, but no, because this is not it yet. We will have this mixed color here because it does what we need it to do, but it's not fully complete yet, because this should not be the way this looks, right? I mean, yes, the snow is looking right because, well, it's, the snow we use in all of this. But first of all, there are a few things. This snow has to be a little special, so we're actually going to play with snow a little more than we used to. And let me think. First of all, I think I need to, well, I should be making this. Well, not like this. What am I doing? Like, give it a little more of the blue shade this time. So this is pretty cool. This is all right. We can actually leave this to it. Also, mhm. What else should we do is make it a little less prominent. So where do we have the glass? The glass is the black color. So the white color we will take and add either noise texture or what I used last time from what I remember was a Voronoi texture. Now a Voronoi texture, for me at least, doesn't seem much more different than a noise texture. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, they're totally different and stuff. Yeah, I don't see that. I'll be honest with you. Like I genuinely don't see that. And you can just play around with it. Yes, these are little dots, but you can play around with it and find the version you feel like it's better for you. And this is little stars. How about that? And then we can actually also take the color ramp. I always forget of it. And actually, let's see what the Voronoi texture by itself will do. Because once we have the shape, it's pretty easy to do the rest of it. So no, actually we keep to Euclidean, but let's see what the other versions. Oh, okay, Smith can probably do a good job. And distance to edge does a horrible job. Okay, maybe the Voronoi texture was not a one. I mean, I know it's not the one I chose, but it's definitely the one I wanted to choose back then. And I didn't, and I always thought it would have done a much better job than the Musgrave. I probably was wrong. I'll be honest. Um, Now thinking about it, I think as much as I try to avoid it, it is gonna be the one and only noise that will actually help us out. And you'll see kind of why I'm saying that. No, yeah, it's the noise. At this point, I'm just wasting time. I mean, probably you can make those work as well, and make them work pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but first we would have to waste a bunch of time, which I don't know if you guys want. I don't really think that would be cool. And we can play with the distortion. And now that distortion seems horrible, and it kind of is, let's make this actually 5.5. And also increase the roughness pretty much actually. Something like this. And let's see what this gives us, right? Let's see if this gives us the result we kind of want. And well, it doesn't, but it's not as bad as you would think. Is it now? So let's see. I'm trying to think. So first of all, we can also ease up this because it looks way too strong. So we can increase it maybe a little bit, but not as much as it is. I don't think that was good. Maybe the distortion not as much. I'm trying to just play around with it. And that's the beauty of procedural modeling and procedural textures. You can just play around with them. There's nothing else to do. Well, I mean, you can, play around with values, make this a little maybe bluish, because again, it's a little more closer to ice than all the others. So keep that in mind, okay? And also, I mean, also, this looks pretty good. Only I don't like this. Come on, I'm sure the Voronoi could do a good job. I'm pretty, well, let me actually check it out. So, these are the textures I usually use, which is why I'm not really looking into the others, but let's see. I mean, maybe the wave. I never tried it, did I? I mean, I didn't try it in this context. But, no, it has to be the Voronoi. I'm sure of it. I have a feeling the Voronoi might just give us everything we need. It's just a matter of, making it do what we need it to do. Should I shut up? I think I should shut up sometimes. Well, that's an interesting one. Hmm. 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 I mean, basically, this will give the same thing that the noise did, didn't it? Only maybe not as good. Hmm. Maybe if we scale it up? No. I mean, yeah, actually, but we should be, having this up, scaling this down, way down, and then just play around with the values like this. And yeah, after this, it's just a lot about like what do you want? Like where is your values, right? Like, because you might want something like this. See, this is looking pretty good, but the Voronoi texture is not good enough. I'm sorry, it's just another one. Now we'll stick to noise. We have to stick to noise, I'm sure of it. It's just what's no. Okay, alright, the usual noise. That's the one. Apparently. As always, right? Am I right? And then we can just actually play around with like how much of this do we really want. And really, that's about it. And then we can just animate this, and you can wonder, well, how? Well, kind of however you want. Well, first is the gradient, so we can just set it like this, and then just make the eyes show up or something like this, which, in my opinion, is a pretty effective way. Um, so yeah, I think it's a cool effect, and I think it's bringing a lot of character to our scene, and especially again the power this has, right? Because this allows us to basically create an animation that I would say it's a little more than special. And again, the whole idea of this animation was created literally from that one scene in Harry Potter. I'm sure you all know it, but yeah, that's the reason this scene exists. I never imagined this will actually work. Because that's a thing, by the way. Well, I don't know if it's going to apply the same for you, but for me, when I first did my, a procedural texture that actually worked properly, no problems, and so on and so forth, I felt like I just won the lottery or something. I felt amazing. It felt like, and actually, there was a thing that I heard. I think it's Andrew Price that I heard this from. He said something that was like, there was a study that showed that if you actually create something, not necessarily 3D, but if you actually do something by your hand and you create something, the dopamine that your brain will actually produce from that, it's gonna be, I think it was 10 times greater than any entertainment or video game, or well, video games are entertainment, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it will do much more for you than all those. And I mean, I love myself some video games, and hearing that, I was a little skeptical. I was like, maybe, but not for me. I can totally assure you, I think it will, because it's just that good. It's just that fun. It's a fun experience, and it's a fun way to do this. All right. Do we? Oh, I don't have this. And yeah, as I said, these ones right here, these ones right here. Yeah, it just depends. Do you really want the snow on it? Well, it's easy to create it. I just showed you how. I'm going to show you how for those as well if you want to. But actually no, you know what? I think it's a good exercise. Yeah, no, it's gonna be an exercise for you guys. I think it's easy to do. In case you don't, write in the comments. You don't know how or whatever. Write in the comments, and I'll make sure to actually do it as well. But I think you're more than ready to at least play around with it. And by the way, yeah, that's a very important thing. If you take um, you know, add-ons or knows from other people, right? Because I mean, that's a great way to learn. Make sure you actually enter those nodes. That it's probably going to feel very frustrating in the beginning because it's very hard to understand from the get-go what's going on. But let me just say window wagon door glass. A lot of names for one object. Yeah, try to understand it. I think that's one of the better things you can do when you do something like this. It's try to see if you actually can understand it by yourself. Um, because I would personally say that will teach you maybe more than watching this video or watching any video to begin with, because it's just that important. Like knowing stuff like this, I think it's a pretty important thing. And maybe another question for you guys would be, could we do this transition maybe a little better? Technically we could. We could have another mixed color, for example, right here for the gradient, right? And we could actually play along with the values. So let's actually see what this gives us. All right, and we can have the B value actually. Have not an image. What am I doing? Of course, it's gonna be a noise texture. It's always gonna be a noise texture at this point, right? And we would have this, which is pretty nice. Actually, oh no, this has to be here. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, which is which now? All right, so actually, yeah, this needs to be on A, and scale it. We can actually distort this and actually scale it less if we do this. So something like 10 maybe. Okay, let's try something like that. We don't need the mapping for this one, neither this. This can stay hidden like this. All we will need is, of course, a color ramp, like always. And let's see what's going to happen to our beautiful texture. All right. Well, it. I think it's doing what it has to, but it's reversed. What's going on? Oh, the noise here is too strong because it's based on. Okay, yeah, right. Wait, I forgot that. This is now based on the other values. So, but wait, so this, okay, we can have this some like around there, maybe. So should I darken this a little or widen this a little? Okay. And when we bring it to this one, interesting. Let me see. Come on. Oh, there's a value. Really? Well, what's going on there? Hmm. All right. Okay, what if instead of mix we'll add no multiplied? That usually does the job, right? Then maybe instead of yeah, okay. All right, gotcha. Okay, so something around there, and now we can have this here. And the moment we actually go for it, it actually might just work properly. And yeah, it did. It actually did work properly, and now it looks pretty good. Wait, okay. So the reason for that, the reason that happened, it's because what it was doing basically, instead of me actually well adding this, I think even mixing should work now with it pretty well. Let me see. Because basically what this was doing is tell it where to go, but because this is not like, it's mostly black and with a little bit of white values to show where the snow should be, this will not work that good. And say for example this doesn't work perfectly fine. I think add might just do a little bit of a better job, but I'm not going to. Yeah, it's not gonna do that. It's going to basically, so you can see both of them working together, and you can choose which one to do more. But we don't want that. Multiply was more than enough, because what multiply does is basically tell both of them, hey, please, do it like this, and it was just working better. So we can do some like this maybe, and I think we could also not push it from there, but push it from here. See what I'm saying? So it's going to also create a like a nicer pattern maybe, and help us out. I think this looks pretty interesting. I think this looks pretty nice. So you can try with the others as well. This one I'm gonna leave like this because I just like it. But you can always try your own stuff with it. Now, let's do this. This is gonna be what? Window one cabin. I'm not even going to try because there are so many windows on this cabin. It's going to take me a whole life to actually name them all. So again, the same thing. It's basically just a walk in the park for everyone now. I'm pretty sure of that. And yeah, you can just choose however to do it. Um, this is actually way more similar to what I actually did when I did it the first time, because this is basically what I did the first time, right? So more or less, it's kind of the effect I created for my own scene back in the Christmas scene. Okay, so let's say we do something like this, even though maybe we wanna shrink this and like this, move it just a tiny bit here, kind of like there. All right, so all this pretty fun, pretty good, pretty all right, and just see how it will look with snow and all that. And don't forget to save, please save. Even my voice broke there for you to please save. All right, so now this is not working properly, and we need to actually see why. Well, oh, because yeah, again, the scale and the dimensions of it are absolutely messing it all up. That's one. Secondly, Well, secondly, actually the mask for it doesn't work that well here. So let's so this most probably will have the snow right in there. Okay, yes. So we would actually need this to be okay, then let's invert the colors. But not, yeah, right, not these colors. I'm dumb if I do this. It's these colors. Alright, something like that. And as you can see, it does work. And then you can just play around with it, you know, make the noise as much as you want, and then play around with it. And I think this looks amazing. And yeah, the rest of them are actually gonna be your homework. So I'm going to actually leave this video right here and get to the outro with the promise, yes, I am promising stuff again, that the next video is the last texturing part. So let's go to the outro. Alright everyone, this is it for this video. So I actually finished all the windows to, you know, have the same, basically similar style. Don't worry about how the windows look right now. Like, the train seems very hollow inside. We will change that in one of the next videos. But for now, I hope you're really proud of what you got. I think it looks really, really good. And also, don't forget, next time we'll finish actually the texturing part. So with all that being said, please let me thank you for sticking around till the end. Let me thank you for clicking on the video in the first place, and let me congratulate you for at least getting this far. And honestly, I mean, not at least, like, getting this far. It's a lot. It's been a lot of information. It's been a very long road, and I'm really, really proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself as well. So with all this being said, all I gotta say is thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. I hope you had a great day, and I hope the days that will follow will be even better. So thank you, and see you tomorrow with a new video. And also, bye guys.